Hey, it's your girl Janika, and I'm coming back to you with another video. Now, in this video, I'm going to be talking about the life of Samson, and I think it's some things that we can learn from Samson's life. Like I talked about the spirit of Delilah that is alive and just it's out here, you guys. And I just wanted to share some things with you to just be aware of, and just be a warning to you to just be careful while you're out here, if you're out here dating, and just in any type of relationship this spirit can exist. Okay, so first, let me start off by saying that the characters in the Bible, we are not the characters in the Bible, okay? So with that being said, I hope you had a chance to read and study a little bit about the life of Samson. Like I talked about earlier on Instagram, the life of Samson, it starts off in Judges chapter 13 through 16. And some things I just wanted to make you aware of if you're not already aware of. The first thing is I'm going to tell you to read Judges chapter 16:9, and I'm going to go there right now in my Bible. So I'll give you a minute to get there. It's talking about Samson's weakness. So we're in Judges chapter 16 verse 9. And I actually might start off in 8. It says, "Then the Lord of the Philistines brought up to her 7 fresh cords that had not been dried, and she bound him with them. Now she had men lying and waiting in an inner room, and she said to him, 'The Philistines are upon you, Samson.' But he snapped the cords as a string of tow snaps when it touches fire. So his strength was not discovered." Okay, so with that scripture right there, God revealed to me this word. They want to see you hurt. They want to see you hurt. Look at this. Chapter 16, verse 9 in Judges. "Now she had men lying in wait in an inner room." So Delilah already had the men in the room waiting for Samson to lose his strength, his power, because she thought he had revealed a secret to him. To her. So they want to see you hurt. Why they want to see you hurt? That's an evil spirit. Okay? My next thing is, don't let folks make a fool out of you. Okay? You say, how? Okay? I'm going to show you. Just go down a little bit further. We're still in chapter 16, verse, hold on, sorry, 25. So Judges 16:25. So it reads, "It so happened when they were in high spirits, they said, 'Call for Samson that he may amuse us.' So they called for Samson from the prison, and he entertained them." Don't let people make a fool out of you. You see this right here? They wanted Samson to entertain them, and they made him stand between the pillars. But let me tell you this. Don't celebrate too fast. Okay? They celebrating a little bit too fast. But you know what? Ain't nothing new under the sun. Nothing new under the sun. And one thing I wish Samson would have did was stay close to the Lord and submitted himself. Even though he did walk with God, but he was straddling the fence. Okay, he had one foot in, one foot out. And when you are engaged in sinful acts or any type of sin blinds us. It separates us from God. And so Samson, he would just want to do his own thing. And something else I wanted to say. Samson, he was afraid to walk away from Delilah. Because this is what she says to him in chapter 16, verse 15. Then she said to him, "How can you say I love you when your heart is not with me? You have deceived me these 3 times and have not told me where your great strength is." So, if we rewind a little bit before then, she kept asking Samson about his strength. Where is, she wanted him to tell her where his great strength is and how can he be bound. You know, you have to think, why does a person want to know how to hurt you and how to do you wrong? That shows you right there that that's an evil spirit. She kept asking Samson to tell him more about himself when she wasn't revealing anything. And I'm sure you may know some people like that in your life, right? I'm sure. Maybe a family member, maybe a friend, or someone that you think is a friend. You know, frenemies. People are slick. Some people are slick. But one thing about when you're in a close relationship with the Lord and you're walking with the Lord continuously, you cannot be deceived. But if you're straddling the fence, you can be deceived. I know firsthand. But thank God I don't look like what I've been through, you know? So, if a person is wanting to know all this information about you, but they don't want to reveal themselves to you, that seems a little bit strange to me. They want to know everything about your life, but they don't want to tell you nothing about theirs. They want to know all your weaknesses, all your strengths, but want to tell you zero about them. That's the Delilah spirit, you guys, okay? Be careful with who you share your information with, and especially who you tell your secrets to. God said to put your trust in me, not in man. So don't put your trust in people. Don't put your trust in imperfect human beings. Because people, they can hurt you. You know, maybe intentional. Some may not be intentional. Who knows? Only God knows the heart. Okay? Don't let people get into your head. People say they love you. Yeah, that sounds good. But watch their actions. Action speaks louder than words. You know, I didn't really understand what that meant until recently. You know, when people start to show you themselves, and when people show you who they are, believe it. Believe them. Learn to sit back and observe people. Keep your eyes on the Lord, though, and keep them in prayer. And one thing I do want to say, too, is that I noticed about Samson. He wanted this relationship to work so much with Delilah that he was willing to accept anything. He did not have any boundaries in place. And he put his relationship before the Lord. Don't do that. And Samson, he was vengeful. He did an eye for an eye. Oh, you want to do me dirty? I'm going to get you back. I believe Delilah had unrealistic expectations. You know, she wanted Samson to share so much of himself with her, but again, she didn't want to share any information about herself. She just wanted to know everything about him. And because he did like lie to her all them times, like 3 different times, he told her, you know, things that wasn't true about his strength, where it lies, you know. I believe that's why he was deceived too. Or she would lie to him too. And without trust in a relationship, this relationship won't last. We clearly see that. And lack of trust creates suspicion. I'm looking at my notes, so now with lack of trust, it's going to be difficult to develop a close connection. So they didn't have a real close connection. And one thing I believe about Samson is that he wanted to see the good in everybody. I believe he wanted to see the good in Delilah. What good? I don't know. You gotta have balance. One thing I do realize about both sides, about Delilah and Samson, is that they both were not upfront and honest with one another. Some people would say that Samson had trust issues. I don't believe he had trust issues. I believe people have a lying issue, and people have lying problems and manipulation problems. They want to manipulate people and control people, you know, and get an upper hand up on people. And my thing is, don't tolerate that. Don't tolerate manipulation or anything that doesn't sit well with your spirit, you know. And we're not going to put all the blame on Delilah, because Samson needed to learn how to stand up for himself and speak up for himself. I know a lot of people struggle with that. I struggled with that before, speaking up for myself. But you have to learn how to let people know things in a respectful way. He could have just said to her, that's not none of your business where my strength lies. That's not none of your business. Why do you want to know? He didn't do any of that. So, set the example and walk away. Don't be desperate. Samson seemed like he was desperate, like he just had to have this woman. All because of looks. Everything that look good ain't good for you. Everything that looks like gold ain't gold. Hey, I think he could have did better, you ask me.